This is a story about pride and about prejudice. It happened a long time ago in a small town in England, where 5 sisters lived with their mother and father. Let's start.
In a small English town, Mrs. Bennet had one great goal in life, to find good husbands for her 5 daughters. When a rich young man named Mr. Bingley moved into the big house nearby, she was very excited. "He must marry one of our girls," she said. A grand English countryside house at sunset. A cheerful mother and 5 daughters looking out a window with excitement. Warm golden light. 19th century English village in the background. Classic period drama style. Soon there was a ball in town. Mr. Bingley came with his sister and his good friend Mr. Darcy. Bingley was warm and friendly. He danced happily with Jane, the eldest Bennet sister, and everyone could see he liked her. But Mr. Darcy stood alone, looking proud and cold. He refused to dance with anyone. Elegant candlelit ballroom, guests in period dresses dancing. A warm, handsome gentleman dancing with a gentle young woman in the centre. A tall, proud man standing apart near the wall with arms crossed. Rich detail, warm candlelight. Elizabeth, the second Bennet daughter, was clever and quick with words. She heard Mr. Darcy say she was not pretty enough to dance with. She laughed about it later, but she did not forget it. From that night, she believed Mr. Darcy was proud and unpleasant. A spirited young woman with bright eyes, standing near a window, half smiling with quiet amusement, ballroom lights behind her, warm, intimate portrait lighting, 19th century English dress. Jane and Bingley kept meeting and falling in love. Elizabeth watched happily, hoping her sister would be very happy. But Mr. Darcy quietly began to notice Elizabeth too, her sharp mind and lively eyes, even though he tried not to. Sunlit garden path. A young woman walking and laughing with her sister. In the distance, a tall gentleman watching her thoughtfully from afar. Soft pastel colours, romantic period atmosphere. Elizabeth soon met a charming officer named Mr. Wickham. He told her sad stories about Mr. Darcy, saying Darcy had treated him unfairly in the past. Elizabeth believed him completely, and her dislike of Darcy grew even stronger. Cosy candlelit parlour. A charming young officer in uniform speaking earnestly to an attentive young woman. Warm firelight, intimate conversation, subtle dramatic shadows. One day, Mr. Darcy surprised Elizabeth. He came to her and confessed his feelings. "I love you, against my own judgment," he said stiffly. But he also spoke proudly about her family being beneath him. Elizabeth was shocked and angry. She refused him firmly, telling him he was the last man she could ever marry. Dramatic indoor scene. A tall, proud gentleman standing stiffly before a furious young woman in a modest sitting room. Tense body language, cool blue-grey lighting, emotional confrontation. After that, Mr. Darcy gave Elizabeth a letter. In it, he explained the truth. Wickham was not honest at all, and had once tried to hurt Darcy's own young sister. Elizabeth read the letter again and again. Slowly, she realized she had been wrong about both men. Her pride in her own judgment had blinded her. Elizabeth, sitting alone on a garden bench, reading a letter with a thoughtful, troubled expression. Soft morning light through trees, quiet and reflective mood, gentle golden tones. Months later, Elizabeth travelled with her aunt and uncle and visited Mr. Darcy's grand home, Pemberley, by accident. She saw his beautiful house and heard his servant speak kindly of him. Then Darcy himself arrived, and he was polite, gentle, and kind to her family. Elizabeth began to see him in a new light. Magnificent English countryside estate with a lake and green hills, a grand stone mansion in the background, a young woman standing in awe near the water, bright summer sunlight, sweeping landscape view. Then terrible news came. Elizabeth's youngest sister, Lydia, had run away with Wickham without marrying him first, bringing shame to the whole family. Elizabeth feared her family was ruined forever. But secretly, Mr. Darcy found the couple and paid for their wedding himself, asking that no one be told it was him. Rainy London street at night. A determined gentleman in a dark coat, walking briskly past gas lamps, worried expression, moody atmospheric lighting, sense of quiet heroism. Bingley returned to the countryside and proposed to Jane, who happily said yes. The whole Bennet family celebrated with joy. Mrs. Bennet was overjoyed that one daughter was finally settled. Bright, cheerful parlour filled with flowers, a joyful young couple holding hands, family members smiling and celebrating around them, warm sunny afternoon light, happy period drama scene. Soon after, Mr. Darcy visited again. Walking together in the fields one morning, he asked Elizabeth once more if she would marry him. This time his words were gentle and humble. Elizabeth, now seeing his true kind heart, happily said yes. Golden wheat field at sunrise, a man and woman walking closely together, holding hands. Soft, warm morning light, wide open sky, romantic and hopeful atmosphere. In the end, both Jane and Elizabeth married the men they loved. Pride had been humbled and prejudice had been overcome. The Bennet family, once anxious and worried, was finally at peace. Elegant countryside wedding scene outside a stone church, two happy couples surrounded by family and friends, flowers and warm sunlight, joyful golden afternoon, classic romantic ending shot.
今天就到这里，你学会了吗？欢迎在评论区留下你的意见。再见。